All right, sorry for that long intro, but it's to prove a point, and I'll talk a little bit about it. So, I really wanted to talk about if you made it this far. This is really more of advice or some things that I've learned along the way that have helped me. Um, what I would call the five things that I would probably focus on if I were to start playing jazz, or even if I am playing jazz, or I'm coming from another area of guitar playing to try to learn that. So, in order of importance to me. One, it starts with songs and standards. So I think that even if you're beginning to learn the instrument itself, you should have aspirational goals. And I would say learn three essential jazz standards inside and out. By that, I mean you may not have the ability to play it at the point in time, but it's aspirational and it's something to work towards. So pick three songs out. It could be something like Autumn Leaves, Blue Bossa, or Take the A Train, depending upon where you get the music from or tabs. They could be very simple from that perspective. So learn those three songs and learn them inside out. By that I mean the most important thing is to learn the melody first. That's why I started with Oh Susanna. I love melodic playing, and I think that's probably the most least talked about area of jazz guitar, jazz playing. People tend to focus in on long drawn out solos and the complexity and the just the complexity and the beauty of them. It's beautiful to take a solo. I find out that the melody is the most important thing, and that's the thing that I want to learn the most. So I do a lot of melodic playing and just picking up simple tunes and simple melodies and stretching them out and playing a scale over that. So that's the first thing. Choose three jazz standards that you'd like to learn, even if you don't have the ability and you just want to pick up the guitar tomorrow, because that's a goal that you want to work to master those, whether it be chord melody, learn the melody itself, and things of that nature. Learn the melody, map out the structure of the chord if it's an AABA structure. Yeah, so that's the first thing. After that, if you want to get a little bit more granular, so you got these three songs that you are aspirationally trying to learn. That's it. I'm going to learn this. Master what I call shell voicings instead of big chords. I actually love funky ass big chords. I'm a fingerstyle player primarily. I love this kind of stuff. So you got a 13th here. You got a minor 7th, 11th, major 7th, dominant 7th, sharp 9s. So all of these sounds fancy and their extension. But the reality of it is you can play most jazz standards with just shell voicings. And by that I mean 3-note chords, 1, 3, 5. Period. Okay? So learn what I call root 5 and root 6, which means they're either going to be, the root is going to be on the A string or the E string. Okay? So in this case, 3-note chords, 1, 3, 5, 7. Now you can get them, just Google them and you'll find them. And like I said, 80% of jazz standards can be played with shell voicings, period. They're not sexy, but they get the job done, and they're like the typical Freddie. All right, so that's the second thing. So focusing on chords. But to be honest with you, focusing on your chord vocabulary. I think the thing that's helped me the most is learning a lot of chord solos. I've kind of maintained that. That's really to me the secret sauce of learning the structure of something, is actually learning the chords, not necessarily. Everybody focuses on the solos, I think learning the melody and chord melodies and as many chords as possible is crucial. But in the beginning, just learn the shell voicing. So that's the second thing. So again, pick 3 songs. That's number 1, jazz standards. Number 2, master shell voicings. To get a little bit more granular, 2-5-1 chord progression. So in the key of C, of C major 7, it would be, okay? Just learn 2-5-1s, period. It's the most played jazz chord progression there is around. Look at the way it looks, listen to how it sounds, be able to play them in different position, and it goes without saying. So again, top 3 so far. 1, pick out the 3 jazz standards. 2, master shell voicings, and the third one is to internalize 2-5-1 chord progression. Okay. Fourth thing that you should do, practice what I call chord tone soloing. All that means is arpeggios. Spell out the chord shapes. So like, for example, minor 7, D minor 7th. So that's 1, flatted 3rd, 5, and flatted 7th. The shell voicings right there, and then I should say 1, 3, not flatted 3rd, and that's the G7. Then you've got the C major 7. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7. So just internalize the arpeggios. If you can spell out your arpeggios of the chords, you are going to do well. Okay, that's the first level of thing, and that's how you learn it. It's simplistic, and at the beginning, when you start doing your solos, they're going to just sound like, you know, you're just practicing. They're mechanical, but you'll end up getting them. Period. And then the fifth thing is, I think it's sandwiched in between together, is prioritizing rhythm. Okay, so if you think about it, number 1 and number 5 are perhaps the most important things, right? So the right note played in the wrong time is horrible. You're better off playing the wrong note in time. Let me say that again. You're better off actually playing the wrong note in time than the right note but out of time. So really work on your rhythm. And it's something I've had to learn to work on, whether it's the metronome or anything like that. And with rhythm comes phrasing. So okay, that's it basically. Those would be my 5 things that I would focus in on as guitarist wanting to learn jazz, a novice wanting to learn jazz, or as somebody playing jazz that just wants to get better. All right, then, again, to repeat, the first one was to master or learn 3 essential jazz standards. The second one was to master the shell voicing or work on them. The third was internalizing 2-5-1 chord progression. Fourth was to focus in for me on arpeggios, more so than even scales, and basically chord tone soloing, which is 1, 3, 5, 7 for the most part. And then the fifth one, prioritizing rhythm and the feel of the song in and of itself. Work with the metronome. I never worked with the metronome until I've been playing for years. It was something I wish I had done a lot earlier. All right then, as usual, practice, and practice some more. Oh, pre-4th of July for those of us celebrating that stuff. Happy early 4th of July. Bye now.